I'm Jeff. I'm a forward engineer here at Mezmo. Today I'm going to be installing Aura on my local desktop, and we're going to be troubleshooting an issue with my Homelab environment. Aura is a fully open source agentic harness that we built specifically for SRE and production operations work. You can find Aura on GitHub at mezmo/Aura. We've made this an open source project because we believe that introducing agents to the sacred environment that is SRE and production should not be something that gets outsourced to third-party black box providers. And thus the harness, which defines your workers and enables them to do tasks like investigations or response and remediation and maintenance work, should be something that's transparent. It should be fully inspectable. Most importantly, it should be fully owned by the teams who operate it. Our plan is to keep the harness open to anyone, from hobbyists to Google scale, and not make it dependent on any commercial features we offer in the future. So let's get started. We ship binaries on Homebrew. If you want to run Aura in this way as a sort of standalone copilot, but we also have customers running Aura in a headless mode, where it's integrated into their CI pipelines, and we have containers on Docker Hub. After you install Aura on your machine, the next step is just run Aura init, not brew init, and that's just going to create a configuration file and basically get Aura connected to your LLM provider. I'm going to use Anthropic. I already have an API key ready, and I'm just going to pick the default Sonnet model. And that's it. Configuration file is generated, and the next step is to add a MCP server to the config so that we can actually use Aura to talk to our systems of record. You can see here, basically in the configuration file, we have a system prompt that tells the coordinator agent that it is, in an SRE role. And then we define a few different workers underneath. So we have, basic template for incident response and metrics and log analysis. So I'm going to put my Grafana MCP server in here. It's just running in desktop and configured to talk to the Grafana instance that's in my Homelab. And that's it. So we're just going to run Aura now and do a quick smoke test. This is basically going to exercise, the connection to our LLM provider and verify that our MCP server is set up correctly. Cool. So I see a bunch of tools, so I know everything's wired. So now we're going to prompt Aura to investigate an issue. So the issue we're going to look at today, it's a real issue that I'm actually having right now, where I have a brand of, addressable LED lights, and they are no longer controllable with Home Assistant. So I have all my different services in my Homelab all logging to the same Grafana instance basically. And now Aura is gonna start invoking those workers and talking through my MCP server to try to discover what's going on. Okay, so it looks like it finished. So we have our root cause analysis here. We actually had an issue with our MCP server, but despite that, we were able to identify a service that is in a crash loop state. And specifically, we found an error that's related to that involving a read-only database. Our root cause assessment here, again, indicates this either corrupted or locked SQLite database. We have a likely trigger, probably an unclean shutdown, and then some recommended actions. So with that, all we had to do was, get Aura installed, add our MCP server, and ask a question. I never had to log into Grafana. I don't have to know anything about my environment, or it doesn't know anything about my environment, and yet it was still able to identify, a likely trigger and root cause of this incident. So next steps, I would, and we'll have videos out for this as well, but next steps would be actually remediating this, and Aura can be used for, guided remediation or, human in the loop automated remediation. And then we have some capabilities coming down the line around governance that allow, very specific policies on when and where Aura can actually take action without that human in the loop. So stay tuned for, additional content coming down the line. And more importantly, give it a try and give us your feedback. Thank you.